Genesis chapter 5 verse 1. And Adam lived 130 years, and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. Verse 2. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begot other sons and daughters. Verse 3. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and then died. Verse 4. And Seth was 105 years old when he begot Enos. Verse 5. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Historical context. The genealogies in Genesis 5 provide a record of the descendants of Adam, highlighting the patriarchs who played important roles in human history before the flood. Verse 6. And Enos lived 80 years, and begot Cainan. Verse 7. And after he had begotten Cainan, Enos lived 405 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 8. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and then died. Verse 9. And Cainan lived 75 years, and begot Malaleel. Verse 10. And after he had begotten Malaleel, Cainan lived 840 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 11. And all the days of Cainan were 915 years, and then died. Verse 12. And Malaleel lived 65 years, and begot Jared. Verse 13. And after he had begotten Jared, Malaleel lived 830 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 14. And all the days of Malaleel were 970 years, and then died. Verse 15. And Jared lived 162 years, and begot Enoch. Verse 16. And after he had begotten Enoch, Jared lived 800 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 17. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and then died. Verse 18. And Enoch lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. Verse 19. And after he had begotten Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 20. And all the days of Enoch were 305 years, and then died. Verse 21. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and begot Lamech. Verse 22. And after he had begotten Lamech, Methuselah lived 486 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 23. And all the days of Methuselah were 977 years, and then died. Verse 24. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begot a son. Verse 25. And after he had begotten a son, Lamech lived 591 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 26. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and then died. Verse 27. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 183 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 28. And all the days of Methuselah were 995 years, and then died. Verse 29. And Methuselah died. That same day went Noah into the ark, in the 600th year of his life, and in the 48th year of Arphaxad, which was father to Sulla. Verse 30. And Methuselah lived 189 years, and begot other sons and daughters. Verse 31. And all the days of Methuselah were 998 years, and then died. Verse 32. And Noah was 500 years old when he begot Arphaxad. Historical context. The genealogies in Genesis 5 provide a record of the descendants of Adam, highlighting the patriarchs who played important roles in human history before the flood. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Verse 2. That God saw the wickedness of man, that he had done continually from the time he went forth to the time he went in, and, behold, he had corrupted his way. Verse 3. And God said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he is indeed a corruption. Verse 4. If 600 years of Noah's day will do it, ere yet the end of all things meet I. Verse 5. And the Lord said, Because that he hath seen that there is more wickedness among them than in the world before him, they have filled the earth also with corruption, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Historical context. During the patriarchal period, God's relationship with humanity was marked by a combination of blessing, guidance, and judgment. Verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man upon the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy them, wherein man doth not forgive after the manner of God, but many times holds back the face from forgiving his fellow. Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 9. This he shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Verse 10. And I will establish my covenant with thee, and thou shalt go into the ark, thou, and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy daughters, and every creature that is with thee, in the arksome, and they shall be kept alive with thee. Verse 11. And of clean beasts and of fowl did Noah and his sons take unto them, of all flesh wherein there is life, 2 and 2, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. Verse 12. And the Lord said, Go to, Noah, bring forth an ark of cypress wood, thou shalt build it 300 cubits without, and the length thereof shall be according to the breadth thereof, 50 cubits, and the height thereof, 30 cubits. Verse 13. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of, the length of 1 cubit shall be a cubit and an half. Verse 14. Thou shalt overlay it within with pure gold, and the outside thou shalt shingle with cypress wood. Verse 15. And thou shalt put the roof of the arksome over unto 300 cubits. Verse 16. A window shalt thou make to the arksome, and the length thereof shall be a cubit and an half round about, and the breadth thereof, a cubit and an half. Verse 17. And thou shalt put the door of the arksome in the side thereof, with lower stakes shalt thou set it, and shall go up by stairs, whereof the arksome hath windows. Verse 18. And thus shalt thou make it, the length of 20 cubits, and the breadth of 20 cubits. Verse 19. And the height of it shall be of 5 cubits, and thou shalt put the shelter thereof under the roof above. Verse 20. And thou shalt put the door of the arksome in the side thereof, and with stairs thou shalt go up unto it, and thou shalt set a window round about. Verse 21. Thou shalt make also windows in the midst of the arksome 50 cubits long, and hastening to complete them thou shalt bring forth the arksome unto the sea. Verse 22. And thus shalt thou do, the arksome shall be 300 cubits long, and 50 cubits broad. Historical context. In Genesis chapter 6, God announces his plan to destroy humanity due to its wickedness, but Noah finds favor with God and is instructed to build an ark as a means of salvation for himself, his family,